backstage with AJ Blues, the Bluesman on patrol. Paying attention to the news, and you're already seeing about another school shooting going on. I tried to give comment on social media through voice to text. Doesn't always come out understandable, I guess. I can't see a damn thing with this phone. And so I want to take some time and talk about it now. This is just the sort of thing that we have been worried about happening here. We feel we're just seconds away. You know, all the trouble and problems in this neighborhood particularly. And whenever I first got taunted on social media by some of these kids, they weren't smart enough to guard their social where I could look back and see who it is messing with me. And of course we saw a lot of things and shared a lot of that with the public. I mean, these are kids playing with 9mm and all sorts of stuff, going down the road doing this, showing their ass with the guns and stuff. The vandalism, the other ridiculous things they've done that weren't legal. And you know, it's just a matter of time. And this is one of the things that we try to reach out to the school district on. And of course, you see how all that blew up in the wrong direction. It's the same thing that, you know, I mean, years ago, it was white knoll was the cream of the crop. And that went the other way too. I mean, hello, Dylan Roof. And he didn't forget. Still was involved in other ties in Lexington School District 1. So instead of you know, trying to work on the problem, solve the problem, they try to shut me up on it instead, and use the law that really doesn't apply. So I mean, there's still going to be consequences to that against them, fortunately. You know, these are the things that we've been worried about, and we've seen the evidence that it can't happen. And like I said, we're probably seconds away from it. But now everybody always jumps the gun on rights, you know, because every time there's a fear, embedded into the community, the first thing, you know, they lash out at what they think is wrong. And it ends up taking away more of your rights. It has to be done, you know, responsibly. Right now, there's a press conference going on, and one of the members of law enforcement there is talking about if you see anything on social media, then, you know, where they're talking about doing this, talking about doing that, that person needs to be brought in involuntarily and given a mental health exam. I disagree with that, because as sick as some things may seem, it still could be considered a creative function, because look at some of the movie makers that we have. Quentin Tarantino, lots of, I mean, you don't know what kind of game they could be playing, first of all. I mean, I'll talk subliminal to other people in my group, you know, and where nobody else knows what we're talking about. I mean, you know, we do skits. Also, I mean, I've done skits on my shows quite a few times, and I'll throw that in the middle of a broadcast or a social. I mean, other people do similar things. I mean, they cut up, joke up, you know. Yeah, I mean, some of it may seem inappropriate, but you know, that's up to the guidelines of the social media page. And let's see. I mean, pretty soon it's going to be thought police, and that's basically what it is. If you know anybody saying this or thinking this, you know, it's thought police. That's the wrong way to go. best way to go is to have more security for the children, for the schools, more law enforcement, but a better educated law enforcement. And that, you know, we need more of that all over the community, to be honest with you. But don't get a guy in a badge that's so cocky and acts like he knows the law and doesn't, because that's where other problems stir up too. And we've had that as well. I can tell you right now that your school district and a few other municipalities that are elected or have elected offices, let's say like Town of Lexington, mayor, who appoints a chief. You know, there's a whole chain of connections with the school district. You know, they've tried to use every one of their connections to shut me up. But no, this is not a personal vendetta, so don't think of it as such. It is what it is. But like I said, they have already proven that they're not going to work to solve any problems. They're going to continue their best to cover it up and make somebody else look bad. So show them that you're the real boss. Don't be silenced. Don't fall into censorship, because that's, you know, and it's not just this school district. There's a lot of school districts that do this. They don't want to hear from you unless it's good. But the minute you have a complaint, you're swept aside. Don't be silenced. Get out and vote. Now, it's true the Libertarian Party did not vote me onto the ballot, and of course I was not able to make the convention because I went to jail for something I believed in being right. I went for other people, and I did not break the law like they said, but I was not offered a fair menu either. So I did what was best at that time so I could come out stronger and fight it better. And that's what I'm doing. Good grief, this van just about took me out. Keep in mind though, I'm not on the ballot. We've got 2 elections on this seat this year, so keep that in mind. It's a special election May 1st. I've been told that even if I was a write-in candidate and won, then the chairperson of the Libertarian Party could say no and deny it, because something called a sore loser law. I love all these laws that keep people from actually doing something, you know, positive, you know? So, it's up to y'all if y'all want to do the write-in campaign. I don't care either way. I'm focusing on November because that's going to be the regular election for the seat. It's only a few more months away. And it's not like we're going to be in session during this short time anyway. I mean, not really. Yeah, if you want to get out there and do that, then I'll do what I'm good at. Every job I've ever taken on, I've been #1 and very efficient. And I'll push to make sure that communities are safer, the schools are safer, without shooting the messengers. Actually, listen to the problems of the people. Something our school district does not want to do. The nice thing about the House District 69 seat is I do get to sit over the educational committee. And you that know me a long time and listen to my shows, I've always pointed out that every problem we have can be traced back to education. And it's just ridiculous. I ain't getting any younger. Neither is the rest of us. But people are getting a lot stupider. So we haven't had proper representation for years. And I think it's time to mix things up a little bit. So if you with me, rock on, let's go. Transform and roll out, as Optimus would say. Y'all need to be mad. Y'all need to be very angry at the way your government's done you. And I know I am. I have been anyway, but I keep in my head about it. I'll be exotic on a few other things. I just really want to have a talk with you about this right now today, while it's fresh. And I thank you for your time. If it says all that, well, I said all that. AJ Blues. Yeah, you're wondering where am I going now? I'm going to pick up an accident victim. Someone that by all means probably shouldn't be alive right now. Because being hit by a truck at 55 miles an hour on a scooter. So, yeah, I have a lot of things keeping my time. Then I'm supposed to be at a TV station later on. We're not going to waste too much more. I'm going to get off here and we'll be back.